The name Agent 47 is just a whisper on the lips of the dead. Because if he comes calling for you, you'll never even know. Until it's too late. Then like a ghost, he'll disappear. A phantom. A legend. But what would happen if the legend was finally exposed as fact, and the cold sights of death are finally aimed on him?
2 months ago, I covered the 10-year anniversary of Hitman 2016, now just known as Hitman World of Assassination. In that video, I explained that even though I love the latest Hitman endeavors, there's still one game that manages to reign supreme as my overall favorite of the franchise. That game is Black Solution, baby, that's right. Nah, I'm just messing around, man, it's Blood Money. I didn't fully appreciate the genius of this game in my youth. Hell, I don't even think I liked it that much in general. This is how I talked about it in a video I made 5 fucking years ago.
I'm sorry, but playing Blood Money feels like I'm using a controller with my asshole. Absolution, on the other hand, is so crisp, so smooth. In Blood Money, using your fiber wire is nearly impossible. But in Absolution, it's just one click and it's done.
I honestly think my dumbass past self just wasn't ready for a game like this yet. It would have been like me playing Metal Gear Solid 3 when I was 14 and immediately giving up on it because I couldn't figure out the controls, but thankfully that never happened or anything. I don't know how many people will relate to this at all. The reason I wanted to play this game when I was younger was because of Robaz, the King of Sweden.
I have killed Santa, so I have to become Santa. Yay! I'm gonna save Christmas!
His videos made this game seem so fun and goofy, I just had to try. Oh my fucking god. What? Why are they mad at me? Oh my god, I'm gonna fucking die. Where the hell is that goddamn Oh. Stop fucking chasing me! I'm sorry! Can I go in here? Alright, oh my god. Stop fucking shooting me! It's safe to say that I didn't mesh well with this game at all, and ended up shelving it for several years. And I just kind of assumed that the old Hitman games must not be for me until, well, until now, I guess. At the beginning of the year, I re-downloaded this game from the hellscape that is my game library, and decided to give it another chance as it had been years since my last time playing it. And I shit you not, it became my favorite of the entire franchise before I was even halfway fucking done with the thing. I feel like we've probably all been there before. You try a game that by all means you should like, but it just doesn't click for you for some reason, and you end up ditching it for quite a while, only to randomly get super into it later down the line. Comment down below some of your guys' examples. I'm honestly kind of curious to see. Hell, this game in particular is so damn satisfying that it even won over my friend Driss when we played it on our gaming channel. Shameless plug, but fuck's sake, please check it out. It's a fun time. Nobody watches. How much blood is in this motherfucker?
All blood.
Look,
all blood, no organs.
No organs.
He's a squishy set.
Yeah, you can actually squish a rat like a fucking stress toy. Not a lot of people know that.
Their eyes will pop out too. It's really funny.
It's so fucking vulgar to
If you have a
think about.
gerbil at home, give it a shot too.
Give it a shot. If you got a gerbil at home, if you got like a tube sock, put it in the tube sock spinner.
If you got a gerbil at home, they're very cold and they don't like being cold. Put them in the microwave for a minute. See how he'll feel so much better.
That dude has never at any point in his life been a stealth game guy. If given the option, he will just kill every motherfucker in the level instead. He did play Hitman 2016 years ago, and I'm pretty sure he might have even finished it, but he's always told me that while he understands the appeal of these games, he just doesn't think they're really for him. That was until he experienced Blood Money, and it finally clicked for him what makes these games so damn special. And I think that says a lot about this game, that it's still able to be this fun and exciting 20 fucking years after its inception. The game turns 20 years old today, dude.
I checked.
This video isn't going to pose the question of, does this game still hold up? Because we already know the answer. It definitely fucking does. Instead, I'm just going to take some time today to explain why Hitman Blood Money is still my favorite of the franchise despite its age, and why I honestly consider it to be one of the best stealth games I've ever played. Put it up there on the fucking podium of best stealth games ever. bugs and all, I don't even care. You think I give a shit? I'm fucking crazy. Hitman Blood Money follows Agent 47 through a series of loosely connected stories as a former FBI agent spills all of his knowledge about your existence to a reporter in hopes of exposing the agency that you work for. That's basically it, aside from a few small things that happen, and honestly that works a lot better for me than having Agent 47 be sent on a long quest where he finds out the truth about himself and the clones and the meaning of friendship. Yada yada, just let me blow people up for fuck's sake. Despite the Hitman games usually having somewhat lackluster plots, Blood Money's actually works pretty well because it basically doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. The narrative takes a complete backseat to the gameplay, which is honestly what I prefer from this franchise. Hell, I'd go as far as to say that I could care less if these games had a plot or not. You could just give me a series of levels that have no correlation whatsoever, and I would eat that shit up like a gourmet dinner. But if you're going to try to include a story in a game like this is the way you should do it. If you care enough to follow the plot, you totally can do that, but you're also not going to be punished by the game for ignoring it. It's clear that the devs' main focus with this entry was entirely on the gameplay itself. They wanted to hone in on what made the first three so special while ignoring all the shit that didn't really work. And even though it might be a little dated by today's standards, I think they did an amazing job, which results in this being one of the most replayable games in the entire franchise. The way it just throws you into levels and says go nuts makes you feel like a real Hitman.
Shut up, shut up.
You can immediately tell that all of your choices matter, and things can go horribly wrong super quickly, which makes getting things right feel all the more satisfying. This game does not hold your hand. It will not guide you to your next objective. In fact, it could care less if you find out where to go or not. It just wants you to get shit done. This encourages the player to examine all of their surroundings and try risky maneuvers that might not always work out, but you'll feel like the biggest badass at the bald-headed convention if you do. But you can also just dick around in these levels and make your own fun entirely, and the game will not fight you on it at all.
I'm a new age clown. Instead of telling jokes, I'm gonna be doing observation.
Whoa, she thinks
doing observational comedy.
instead of like slapstick humor, I'm gonna do crowd work. He's just
Hello.
like he's really happy. He's like, I love clowns.
Dude, I fucking love. Do you do observational humor?
You do crowd work? Ask me what I do. What do you do for a living? What do you do for a dying? So dumb.
Yeah.
My friend Driss and I spent half of a new life just killing dudes and feeding their bodies to a garbage truck. It was so fucking fun. Working together for that's what I'm doing right now. We're working together to make a better environment. Oh.
That dude didn't even see you. He just saw some body being done. Like, fuck that. Fuck that.
Fuck that, I'm out of here. The sandbox nature of this game, mixed with its immaculate and open level design, makes for some of the most unique moments in gaming. There's not really anything like Hitman, and that's part of the reason why this series has maintained its iconic status for nearly 30 years now. Even in the overall genre of stealth, Hitman finds a way to stand alone. I talk about this some in my last video, but in case you didn't see it, I'll go over it again briefly. Most traditional stealth games fall under the term of reactive stealth, where you're dropped into a living, pre-existing world that reacts specifically to your presence in it. But Hitman would be considered social stealth, as you're not just engaging with this world, you're actively existing in it, blending into your environment as you quietly complete your task. It's fucking genius. And I have yet to see any other franchise fully capture this feeling except for like, I don't know, Death to Spies. Do you guys remember that game?
Okay, well, you stay put. I'll be back. I killed him. I've been sitting here for at least a few minutes, trying to figure out what exactly this fucking guy is doing. Is he wiping down this old rusty cabinet with his hands? Or is he looking for a stud? What are you doing? Stop it, please! I had to do that. You had...
And these levels are so cool that I honestly do want to exist in them half the time. Most of the level design and layouts in this game hold up pretty fucking well. I can't really think of a particular level that I dislike except for this one. All the environments you visit are so insanely memorable. The Christmas party in this rich playboy's mansion, the gated community in A New Life, the awesome health-themed club from later in the game. Who the fuck came up with all of these? You're amazing. Take your pants off. There's a reason that levels from this entry directly carry over into later elevator games in the franchise. They were so iconic and fucking good that it would be kind of stupid not to revisit them on better hardware. One of the things I prefer about this game over the new entries is the way it basically doesn't tell you shit half of the time. It just gives you this little exclamation point at the top of the screen whenever something important is happening. It doesn't tell you where or what you should be paying attention to. It just lets you know that something that could be helpful is happening near you, and you should start trying to figure out what that is. The game also rewards you for being observant. I really need to get into this building, but there's no way the guards are gonna let me pass. But oh, there's a security room back here. Maybe I could trick him into entering the room, knock him out, and steal his clothes.
Just kidding, I didn't actually want your disguise, I just wanted to take your clothes off.
The underground part of this facility that I need to get into is just beyond that door, but it's locked. Oh hey, the key card is right next to it, alright, but there's a guy sitting there in the way. There's no way he's just gonna let me take that. I wonder if there's a path somewhere that will let me circumvent all of this. Yep, the game scatters little moments like this throughout, but it never fully relies on them. You can skip interacting with these guys if you just climb into the elevator shaft, but that's not always gonna be an option. So you best keep your wits about you and constantly look for new ways to get past obstacles. One thing I prefer about this game over the new ones as well is how they handle the disguise system overall. In the new games, once you put on an outfit, you basically blend in just fine with everybody except for these dudes that have little white dots above their heads. Once they see you, they will immediately be able to see through your disguise if you get too close. This works just fine on paper, but in execution I often found it to feel gimmicky and just kind of annoying, as the game often uses these enemies as roadblocks, making your disguise feel somewhat useless. In Blood Money, you just get this little suspicion meter that goes up depending on how suspicious you're acting. That's it. Empty bar, you're in the clear. Green, you're fine. Yellow, you need to chill out a bit. And red...
Did you get him? Did you fucking get him?
Nailed that guy right.
Now you just gotta get out of here, right?
I'm fucking out of here. Move.
This is how I ended up playing this game.
Well, it's kind of like those charts that teachers in elementary school had. Remember those? Fuck those. That's the real life equivalent of the good noodle chart from SpongeBob. Just rate your students on a tier list like a real man does. This system is simple, and I think that's what works about it so well. You put on a disguise and you basically have free reign of all the area that specific person was allowed to go in. And people only start to get suspicious if you, well, act like a weird motherfucker. Granted, it's not a perfect system at all. There's a good amount of times where people get suspicious of you for no real reason, and you'll be left asking the age-old question, what did I do? Which should just be the tagline of this entire fucking franchise. But for the most part, you'll be fine as long as you don't do anything super strange in front of someone else. You can even just run around everywhere and literally no one cares. There's so many different types of outfits you can wear too. Sure, a lot of them basically just boil down to security guard number 216, but they have some creative ones in there too, which is something I kind of forgot to mention in my other Hitman video. Sure, you can play it safe and dress up as a staff member or whatever, but you know damn well you want to be Santa. One of my favorite outfits is the devil one that you can steal off the other Hitman. In this specific one, when you talk to the bartender in the club, he'll be like, psst, hey, I'm also a hitman, and only one of us can be the best, haha. That was super fucking easy, but hey, it's still cool that this happened anyway. Also, if you kill 3 very specific rats in the curtains down level, a secret door will open up revealing a club where a bunch of rats meet up to play fucking poker. This is so cool. You could also turn everyone on the ship into a zombie, which is only a little unsettling, and who could forget about Agent 47's sick-ass boobs?
Let me show you how it's done.
I also wish that more modern games would make things feel appropriately challenging to match the premise of this game. Nowadays, it feels like you either play the safe, easy game where a guy yells at you in the corner a lot and tells you how to do literally everything, or you play Dark Souls. Blood Money feels appropriately challenging and completely fair. You'll be thrown up against some pretty tough obstacles in this game, but you're almost always equipped to deal with the situation, if you play your cards right, that is. The game also limits the amount of saves that you can do to prevent things from feeling too easy. You're allowed to do about 7 saves total on regular difficulty before the game will cut you off completely. And I feel like that's a pretty fair amount that allows you to still experiment, while also discouraging save scumming. In the new games, you have unlimited saves unless you're playing on professional, in which you're only given one. This is kinda stupid if you ask me. It makes the game feel way too easy on standard difficulty, yet way too punishing on professional. I can understand professional only having one per level, but the normal game having an unlimited amount just seems so cheap to me, especially when you can access these from any time. You can reload a specific level save years later and just pick up exactly where you left off, which is neat, but also kind of eliminates part of the challenge. Saves in Hitman Blood Money only mattered for that specific run of the level. If you quit the level, you'd have to start all over again, which I think is a pretty valid system. However, as much as I love this game's difficulty, it can be annoying in certain circumstances. Its vague nature can sometimes lead to confusion where you know what you're supposed to do and who you're supposed to kill, but you have no idea how to even make that happen or how to get there. The White House level is a good example of what I mean. In theory, this should be the coolest level ever, but in execution, it can quickly become a headache to complete and you might even have to turn to a guide. Usually, the levels are very open and allow for many different ways to approach your target. The White House level feels a lot more linear in comparison, as you're basically following a predetermined path through this place. And the game just spells out the answers to you because otherwise you'd be walking around confused for a while. It's just a shame that the big final level of the game doesn't feel nearly as finely tuned as everything that led to it. I guess I should take a little time to address the things I don't love about this game, to be fair to 2016, since I literally opened that video with criticism. I like the idea of the notoriety system a lot, but the execution? If you don't know, your notoriety meter is something that's affected by how you play over the course of the game. If you play super sloppy and leave a shit ton of witnesses to your crimes, it will rise faster, but it basically won't move at all if you play like a proper silent assassin. If this thing gets full, you, I don't know, I've never seen it get full before, hold on.
So this is what high notoriety looks like apparently, let's watch.
Jesus Christ! You're that bald killer! Police!
I guess that's basically it. They just get mad at you and call you bald.
This is pretty easy to counteract though, as you can just bribe people into not ratting you out with your endless pile of money you have. So this system never holds much weight in the grand scheme of things. I wasn't joking about the money, by the way. If you're even remotely good at this game, you will be a rich man in no time, which you can use to of course bribe people like previously mentioned, or buy new weapons and upgrades for them. Like the notoriety system, this is cool on paper, but it leaves a lot to be desired in the actual game. Being able to upgrade your weapons and access them via your safe house that you've probably forgotten existed by this point is a pretty cool idea, but it never feels necessary at any point. Most of the time it's honestly easier to just go in with your pistol and your wits about you than it is to bring a massive sniper case just in case you might get the chance to use it at some point. And the machine guns you can just fucking forget about. Shootouts in this game are possible, but they're not particularly easy or that fun. This game was clearly not designed to be a shooter, so it just kind of feels like an afterthought, but hey, at least the option's there, I guess. There are some other small, somewhat annoying aspects of this game, but most of them aren't really worth getting upset about, like how the game will occasionally have small glitches that can mess up level progression. Once I got to my last target in Death on the Mississippi, he just straight up vanished completely without a trace. I spent maybe half an hour trying to find this guy and he was just fucking gone. But out of the small handful of glitches, I did encounter only a couple of them that I would consider game breaking. Most of them were just kind of funny. Like this orderly who I knocked out just started speeding around on the fucking ground. I have no idea what caused this, but I'm so glad I caught it on camera. So to answer the question that this video was posing, yes, Hitman Blood Money has aged pretty damn well after 20 years, which is insanely impressive to me. Despite what I said 5 fucking years ago, this game's controls are fine, it's smooth enough for the most part, and it's pretty easy to get used to. I guess me of the past was just weak and unable to adapt to older control schemes. I think people who refuse to play older games because they're too accustomed to the smoothness of modern games are kind of cutting themselves off from some really special experiences. Hitman Blood Money succeeds and ages so finally because it was just about as simple as a game like this could be. It knew exactly what it wanted to be and took full advantage of that. It's the love child of everything that worked in this franchise prior, and it removes everything that didn't. It's arguably the best in the entire franchise. This is arguably the Hitman franchise at its purest form. It may not be the best, but it gives you just about everything you could want from a game like this, which is one of the many reasons that it's my all-time favorite Hitman game. And if you want to hear the other reasons I like it, then just restart the video, I guess. I don't know, it'd be kind of a big waste of time for me to repeat myself.
swear to God, I won't tell a soul.